Hello, my name is StupidDubins, and in this one I'm going to be giving a top 10 Pokemon who benefited from the Gen 4 Physical Special Split. Real quick information about the Physical Special Split. Before Gen 4, all types that had Evolutions plus Dragon were considered special, and all others were physical. Meaning, for example, Shadow Ball was considered a physical move, and Crunch was considered a special move. Exactly how I calculated this is in the description. Just know bigger numbers are better for this calculation, and the value of 0 means there was no change at all. Also, I am looking at all mons, not just Gen 1 through 3. If you want the top 5 for Gen 1 through 3, I will give a quick one at the end of the video. If you want to know where your favorite mon landed on this list, leave me a comment, and let's get started. At number 10, I have Darmanitan. Darmanitan has a differential of 222. Darm has crazy high physical attack and a special attack lower than Spearow. Fire, originally being a special attacking type, means this differential is pretty good. Keep in mind though, mons that are multi-type are going to get the added benefit of having 2 types that benefit from the change rather than just 1 here. And spoiler alert, Darm is the only mon in this list that is a monotype. At number 9, I have Iron Leaves. Iron Leaves has a differential of 242. Leaves doesn't quite have the attack and special attack difference that Darm has, but it does have 2 special attacking types when it is primarily a physical attacker. We know what we're looking for now. We're looking for a mon that has a wide disparity in attacking stats, and 2 types that are the opposite of its main attacking stat. At number 8, I have Cartana. Cart has a differential of 246. Cartana and all Ultra Beasts are great candidates for this list because a lot of them have very peaked stat spreads. Cartana makes this list, by the way, by essentially being a monotype. I say this because Steel is a physical type, and it gets all of its differential from its grass type being special and not physical. At number 7, I have Gengar. Gengar has a differential of 262. Gengar is actually the mon I thought of when I first decided to make this list. Both of its types are physical and is primarily a special attacker. Gengar also has the benefit of a Gen 1 mon that looks most like a modern one. Look back at some of these stat spreads in Gen 1 and imagine Game Freak putting them into modern games. I definitely don't have that strong of an imagination. Gengar though, if it was released today, probably would have 10 higher special attack and 10 higher speed, and would still have levitate, and it would probably fit in pretty well. At number 6, I have Backx. Backx has a differential of 282. Backx has a similar stat spread from Iron Leaves, but a slightly higher attack than Leaves has special attack, which puts it slightly higher on this list than Leaves. Like I said, we're mostly going to be seeing modern Pokemon in this list due to the fact that recently Game Freak has been a bit more aggressive with their stat distributions. At number 5, I have everyone's favorite nuisance, Go. Gold has a differential of 294. I think you could probably make a pretty good argument for Go being the best non-legendary Pokemon of all time. It has one of the best typings in the game, possibly the best ability ever created, and a very good attacking stat and surprising bulk. If you watched my series where I ranked every Pokemon, the best non-legendary, spoiler alert, turned out to be Garchomp, but ignore that nerd, I'm telling you right now, it's Go. At number 4, I have Nihilego. Nihilego has a differential of 298. Remember when I said I thought the Ultra Beasts were a good candidate for this list? Well, that was foreshadowing to Nihilego also being on this list. Nihilego doesn't have the craziest special attack stat, but it does have a lower attack stat than Dolive, meaning its physical rock and poison types really benefit from the change. At number 3, I have Glamora. Glamora has a differential of 302. For being a mainly lead Pokemon who just sets up rocks and toxic spikes, Glamora has a sneaky high special attack stat. Without looking it up, I want you to think to yourself, what is Glamora's special attacking stat? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Okay, time's up. It's 130. Which, if you guessed that, you either looked it up or are a worse Pokemon nerd than me. A guy who makes Pokemon videos where he writes codes to do simulations to find things about Pokemon games that came out 20 years ago. So, what am I doing with my life? Anyway, at number 2, I have Weavile. Weavile has a differential of 303. I'm going to be honest, it kind of disappoints me that the top 10 outside of Gengar are non-Gen 1 through 3 mons that would have actually been affected by this physical special split. Also, it doesn't count, but I think Gen 1 to 3 can claim Weavile, so that's something. At number 1, I have Roaring Moon. Moon was first by a significant margin. coming in at a differential of 339. Roaring Moon has the largest attack and special attack differential on this list, and it's even greater if you're running booster energy attack Roaring Moon. So that's my list, but before I go, I promised the top 5 of mons that were actually affected by the physical special split, and those mons would be Masquerain, Kingler, Butterfly, Sneasel, and then at number 1, Gengar. By the way, this is why I said Gen 1 to 3 can claim weal, because Sneasel is also in the top 5, so that's something. Anyway, that's all I have. Thank you, and goodbye.